What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about two stocks, DWAC stock and PHUN stock, because these stocks have actually been linked together for a very long time, and they've been trading very similarly. They've got a bunch of different catalysts that are not actually the same, right? They have different catalysts that could be moving them up in the future. So we're going to talk about which one might be right for you based off of what you're most interested in investing in. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. I'm just letting you guys know some of the catalysts for these two stocks going forward. So let's start off taking a look at DWAC on the chart. You can see that both of these stocks are actually up fairly significantly today, right? They had relatively negative days yesterday, but today they are both green. So DWAC is up about 10% and PHUN is up about 5%. Now, this is following a trend that we've seen in the past, right? These stocks typically move in the same direction each day, right? If one is green, then the other is typically green. If one is red, the other is typically red. But we also see this pattern where DWAC is typically a little bit more green on the green days and a little bit less red on the red days than PHUN. PHUN overall tends to be a little bit more bearish. Now, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I pull out the 90-day chart. And if you look right here, you can see that DWAC spiked right around this time and has been doing relatively well since, right? They crashed a little bit, and now they've been on the uppity up. And PHUN, if you look at the same time frame, also spiked when DWAC spiked and has been a little bit more stagnant, right? They haven't had quite as many positive catalysts. Now, we're going to talk about why this is and why this one hasn't been moving quite as much as DWAC, as well as what might be moving in the future. But first, I wanted to take a look at the channel analytics just to potentially convince you to subscribe to the channel. We have about 10,000 subscribers at the moment. We're on the road to 20K. So if you want to join the family and get more of this kind of stock news, then feel free to subscribe. I would love to see this number grow, and that would be much appreciated. So other than that, guys, if you do also have a Rumble account, maybe you're watching this there, we've got 590 subscribers. We're trying to get to 600. So we'd only need about 10 people to subscribe there. Now, PHUN, first of all, you have to understand what they do because they're not as tied to DWAC as you might think, right? So PHUN is an American mobile software and blockchain company, and it produces mobile applications for advertising and marketing purposes, such as personalized ad targeting, location tracking, and now, more recently, cryptocurrency brand loyalty programs. So that's something they've recently entered into, and the reason that they are tied to DWAC, which I'm assuming you guys all know why DWAC is popular, right? It's the company that's going to be taking Truth Social public. So the reason that PHUN is tied to DWAC is because it was reported that the company worked with the Trump-Pence re-election campaign in 2019 when they also saw a big appreciation in their stock price, and now speculators seem to be betting on a potential partnership with DWAC, right? So people are betting that PHUN will work with DWAC in the future because Trump is the essentially the leader of DWAC and TMTG, and people are betting that PHUN will be working with them in the future. Now, obviously, it's just a speculation at this point. We don't know for sure, but that's why you tend to see the same price action in both of them on the same days, right? You tend to see them move in the same direction because of this. Now, obviously, DWAC is a little bit more bullish than PHUN, and you can see that not just on the stock price chart, but also on Google Trends. You can see that DWAC is vastly more popular than PHUN on this chart right here. DWAC is the blue line, PHUN is the red line, and there are many, many, many more people searching for DWAC than there are for PHUN. And you can also see that in the market caps of these stocks, right? DWAC has about a $3.19 billion market cap, and PHUN has about a $287 million market cap, so much, much lower. Obviously, PHUN is a much riskier one, right? It's a much lower market cap stock. It also has the potential to shoot up in price more based off of some potential catalysts, right? DWAC is going to be tougher to move because you're going to need a whole lot more capital moving in to up this market cap from 3 billion to say 6 billion. It's going to be a lot easier to push this from 287 million to maybe 500 or 600 million, right? It's going to require a lot less capital. So this is a little bit of a more volatile one, PHUN at least. So DWAC obviously is the company that's going to be taking True Social public. You can also see that you can pre-order it on the App Store, which is where we initially got news that this will likely be launching on February 21st. At least that's what they had as the release date on the App Store, which they have taken down, it looks like, unfortunately. But we'll see what actually happens on February 21st, right? That's a catalyst to watch out for with DWAC stock. Now, PHUN is a bit of a different beast, right? Obviously, it's rumored to be working with DWAC and True Social. Potentially, it will be a good partner for them if it's working in the online advertising space. It could definitely help them out. But they also have Phunware Plus light computers that they sell. They also have a crypto coin, right? PHUN coin, which they're trying to push pretty heavily. So it's a bit more of a crypto heavy stock if you're interested in crypto. And essentially, PHUN coin, the whole point of this is that they're empowering customers to take control of their data, right? So essentially, they're trying to get this to be the coin that platforms will pay out to customers in exchange for the rights to use their data. So potentially, this could be moving the stock up in the future, right? PHUN, PHUN, has most of the PHUN coin available. So if this coin ends up taking off and becoming very valuable, then obviously the stock could be doing pretty well because of that. And we could see a big price appreciation in PHUN coin. Obviously, if DWAC stock does well, then we could also see an appreciation in PHUN stock, but probably not as big of an appreciation as what we see in DWAC, right? You can actually look over the past 10 days or so, DWAC has been climbing quite a bit. And although we have been climbing a bit on PHUN, it's not nearly as much as what we've seen with DWAC. Now, PHUN also has a bunch of Bitcoin on their balance sheet, right? They have approximately, as of November 4th, about 127 Bitcoin. So if you're interested in crypto, then PHUN could be an interesting stock to look more into, potentially to invest into. Obviously not financial advice, but if you guys are interested in the crypto space, then PHUN has its tentacles in a bunch of different areas, right? It's tied to DWAC, at least by speculators. It's tied to Bitcoin. They have their own crypto project that they're working on, PHUN coin. So they're obviously involved in quite a bit, right? They have a bunch of different things that could be moving them up. Obviously, any one of these projects could fail, right? But they have a bunch of different things going on. So potentially, investors are hoping that one of those will pan out in a big way and will really balloon their market cap from what's only $287 million. Really, all that it would take to really balloon this thing would be PHUN coin taking off, right? They actually have a very large holding in PHUN coin. And if PHUN coin became the next hot crypto, if everyone wanted to invest in PHUN coin, then that could alone take up PHUN and their market cap significantly, right? So there's a lot that could potentially be going right for PHUN. But obviously, if you're more interested in True Social and Trump Media and Technology Group, then DWAC is probably the stock for you because that's the one that is absolutely tied to TMTG and True Social. So PHUN has much looser ties to that. It might benefit from some of the positive catalysts coming towards DWAC, but that's yet to be seen, right? So far, it's still been relatively bearish over the past 90 days. DWAC, on the other hand, ever since it initially moved down, has still been actually bullish, especially over the past 10 days or so. We've actually regained most of the losses that we saw. So we're on our way back towards $100. Hopefully we'll get there sometime soon. And if you are interested in a potential options play, I will delve just very briefly into the options play that I've taken part of with DWAC. So if you guys are interested in options, something that I've noticed is that the put options for DWAC are quite expensive, right? And that actually presents an opportunity, if you're very bullish on this stock, to potentially sell some of these options short, which is, once again, very risky, right? Whenever you're dealing with options, there's a lot of risk involved. However, there's not as much risk potentially as buying into the stock at some point, right? Because if you're looking at the $50 strike price, you can actually sell those options for more than half of the strike price, right? So you're essentially saying if you sell the $50 strike price put options for January 20th of 2023, you're essentially collecting a $25 to $30 premium, and you're taking the risk that if DWAC ends below $50 on January 20th, 2023, that you'll have to buy up DWAC stock for $50, but you've already been paid more than half of that. So your real cost of acquiring DWAC would be about $25 per share. So it's actually a fairly low risk trade, in my opinion. At least that's what I'm thinking. I've taken on that trade. So obviously not financial advice. I'm not recommending that anyone do that or do anything with their money. I'm just letting you guys know some of what I've been up to with DWAC. And with PHUN, I've not gotten involved. I will disclose that. I've not gotten involved with PHUN because although I am interested in the crypto space, I'd rather just invest in some of the top cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum than take the risk on PHUN coin, right? So PHUN, once again, if you're more interested in cryptos, maybe that's one for you if you want to look more into that, but it's not as heavily tied to DWAC as a lot of people think. I just wanted to put that out there. So other than that, guys, hopefully you're hopefully green on these positions, right? PHUN has been a little bit bearish over the past 90 days. You might be more likely to be red on that if you're involved with it. DWAC, on the other hand, has been relatively green over the past 10 days or so, which has really recouped pretty much all the losses that people could have been suffering, unless you really bought at the peak hype when the thing was trading for over $100, you're probably in the green on DWAC. So hopefully that's the case for you. And other than that, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel on both YouTube and Rumble and like the video. And other than that, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.